so obsessed that you actually get results. And then those same people would be obsessed with asking you how you did it.
Let them call you obsessed. Obsessed gets results. Ease doesn't. Every now and then doesn't. If you want results, you must be obsessed.
You've got to work so hard and be so passionate about what you do that people think you're crazy.
You got to be so in love with your work that no one understands. They'll certainly understand when you show them your results. They don't have to understand. Let them remain confused. Confused by your obsession. Shocked with your results.
You have to have a laser-like focus. When it comes to getting what you want in life, you have to lock in and find a way to make it happen. It has to become your obsession. You have to be desperate for it.
If you don't care enough about your goal to make it your absolute obsession, you'll never achieve it. If you don't care about it enough to think about it every spare moment, to obsess over how you will achieve it, to learn how you can achieve it, if you don't care that much, you don't deserve your dream.
How bad do you want this dream? What are you willing to do to get it? How many hours are you willing to put in? How many no's can you take before you achieve your goal? How many failures can you fight through?
I don't care how many obstacles get in the way of me and my dream. There is not one that can stop me because I am obsessed with making this happen. There's no plan B. Plan A is my only plan. This goal is my only plan. I must make this happen. I will make this happen.
When I start, I do not stop. When I get going, I must finish. And I must finish first. When I do anything, I must do it better than anyone. I am obsessed. I am never satisfied. Never content. I will not accept average. I will work until the outcome is mine. I will go above and beyond. I do not believe in limitation. I do not see lack. I see a goal. I develop my play. I dive in. I do the work. And I get the rewards. Turn your every now and then to every single day. Turn your passion into your obsession. Turn your shoulds into musts.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin in 2 minutes. Please move to your seat at this time and silence all electronic devices for the duration of the ceremony. Good morning, Lieutenant Kondratiev, Ms. Gatti, and other distinguished guests, as well as family members and friends of our graduating class. It is my honor to welcome you to the graduation of 92 Alpha Autism Specialist, Class 25-041. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remain standing for the arrival of the official party, the national anthem, and the invocation. it as a prayer line. Let us pray. Almighty God, we are gathered here today to honor these graduates. Thank you for allowing them to discover, enjoy, and benefit from the training they have received here at Fort Lee. Continue to guide them as they assume greater responsibilities in service to their fellow soldiers and this great nation. Grant them a renewed commitment to freedom, justice, and democracy for all people, and keep them safe within your grace, no matter where they are stationed. Amen. Please be seated. Good morning. Honored guests, on behalf of Mr. Robert L. Barnes Jr., Department Director, and Sergeant Major Geneva L. Moore, Department Sergeant Major, welcome to the graduation ceremony for classes 25.041, 92 Alpha, Automated Logistical Specialist. The Logistics Training Department provides automated supply training with emphasis on Global Combat Support System Army to advance individual soldiers in two major military occupation specialties, 92 Alpha 10, Automated Logistical Specialist, and 92 Yankee 10, Unit Supply Specialist. As part of the Quartermaster Corps, the 92 Alpha Automated Logistical Specialist is responsible for two main functions: managing material maintenance activities and performing supply warehouse operations using Global Combat Support System Army. Prior to today's graduation, these newly inducted Quartermaster soldiers were awarded with the Quartermaster Regimental Crest. Please direct your attention to the screen as we review its rich heritage and meaning. The laurel wreath surrounding the regimental crest symbolizes meritorious service, honor, and achievement. The wagon wheel, prominently displayed in the center of the regimental crest, represents transportation, which was Quartermaster mission from 1975 to 1942. The 13 stars and 13 spokes of the wheel, harking back to the original 13 colonies, symbolizes the transportation and delivery of supplies. The eagle symbolizes our nation and its internal vigilance needed to preserve democracy and the freedom we hold most dear. Perched at the top of the crest is the regimental eagle, which is head dipped and wings outstretched. The sword is indicative of the military forces, and the key alludes to the storekeeper functions, symbolizes the control of military supplies by the Quartermaster Corps. Attached is a gold scroll inscribed with its motto, supporting victory. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for a brief message from our Quartermaster Command Team, congratulating our graduates.
Greetings, I'm Colonel Aaron Miller, the 59th Quartermaster Commandant. And I'm Chief Warrant Officer 5, Belinda Jackson, the Regimental Chief Warrant Officer.
And I am Command Sergeant Major Tanya Sims, the Command Sergeant Major of the Quartermaster School.
We want to take time today to recognize what you've accomplished during your training. This is an achievement we don't take lightly.
We are very proud of what you have been able to accomplish. You will now possess skills that are essential to keep the soldiers to your left and right alive. You have faced and overcame challenges that you would never imagine for yourself.
You have learned from the best our military has to offer, and you are about to embark on your next journey. Logistics is a challenging and difficult business. It requires skill, foresight, attention to detail, cooperation, and a mastery of numerous equipment systems.
You are now a trained Quartermaster professional.
As a member of the oldest sustainment branch in the military, you stand on the shoulders of giants who came before you. Since June 16, 1775, Quartermaster soldiers have been sustaining the warfighter.
You will continue to keep warfighters in the fight. Soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and the Guardians will rely on you in times of need, and you will rise to the occasion. You will face challenges different than any generation that came before you.
And you will rise to the occasion, time and time again. You will be an expert of your craft and maintain professionalism throughout all challenges you face. We are so proud of all you have accomplished and all you will accomplish in your career. Good luck and congratulations. Supporting victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we have the privilege of being in the presence of a dedicated leader who brings a wealth of experience, insight, and expertise with years of dedicated service and leadership. It is my distinct honor to introduce today's guest speaker, Staff Sergeant Jimmy Anderson. His military education includes Basic Leaders Course and Advanced Leaders Course. Please refer to your program for further details about Staff Sergeant Anderson's military career and accomplishment. Without further ado, please welcome Staff Sergeant Anderson.
Good morning. Lieutenant Colonel Collar, Command Sergeant Major Sims, First Sergeant Williams, distinguished guests, also family and friends, welcome to the graduation of the Conquerors. Your platoon name is what everything that the Army is supposed to exemplify. We conquered. We conquered. But what I want to talk to you about today, what I want to leave you with, is the importance of endurance. Encouraging everyone here, not just the conquerors, but all of us here, to remember what it means to endure. As we heard Command Sergeant Major Sims talk about how we stand on the shoulders of giants, and you are following in the footsteps of many great soldiers that came before you, and there's going to be soldiers that come after you. Endurance is required in order to keep this tradition going of winning our nation's wars and maintaining the American way of life. So what is endurance? It's simply defined as one who is not swayed from a dedicated purpose and is loyal to that purpose, even in the greatest trials and sufferings. No matter what happens, you endure, you're dedicated. What is it that you are dedicated to now? You are dedicated to serving the United States of America, your fellow Americans, serving one another, defending our nation's freedoms, defending the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. That is your purpose. That is what you are now to be loyal to and dedicated to. First century Roman philosopher Seneca once said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Everyone here has endured adversity in some shape or form, and I would argue that it is the American soldier that faces the greatest of adversities. You've already faced some adversity, but you are going to face more. There is going to be more adversities to come, and I want to encourage you to embrace it. Embrace the adversity that is to come, because that is how your character is going to be built. That is how you will live the Army values day in and day out, by embracing adversity. You have faced adversity, and there's going to be more to come, and you need to embrace it. How? Number one, trust your leaders. All of your leaders have your best interests in mind. There's going to be difficulties. There's going to be things that they tell you to do that you might not want to do, but you do it anyway. Why? Because you're committed to the uniform that you're wearing. You're committed to the American people. You also need to trust your fellow soldiers. Trust your comrades. And also love your nation and the American people. You need to always be reminded and remember the love for your nation. That's why you wear this uniform, because you love your nation and you love your fellow Americans. And you are enduring this adversity so that 99% of your fellow Americans do not have to. You have faced adversity, and there is more to come. Embrace it. Why else? Because there's no growth in comfort. Everyone wants to get strong and tough, but you can't do so in a comfortable environment. So embrace the adversity that comes your way. Because your nation depends on you. I cannot emphasize that enough. Your fellow Americans are relying on you to maintain their way of life. Remember that. Because the strength of our army has been born from adversity. Every single war, every single conflict that we have endured, we became stronger because of it. Just as a muscle is strengthened through adversity, you put the muscle through stress, and then when it recovers, it comes back stronger. So it is with all the adversities that you face. You become stronger because of it. So embrace it. There's a quote in one of the scenes of the movie Troy, if you haven't seen it. Here's a really good quote from that movie. Men are haunted by the vastness of eternity, and so we ask ourselves, will our actions echo across the centuries? Will strangers hear our names long after we are gone and wonder who we were, how bravely we fought, how fiercely we loved? Love for country, love for the men and women to your right and left will help you to endure the adversity that comes your way. Also encourage you to do hard things purposefully. Always do something every day that's hard. Why? Because life is hard, especially in the army. And when you take on voluntary struggle, you're better prepared for the involuntary struggles that inevitably enter your world. Lastly, I want to leave you with this. Therefore, rejoice in your sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope.
Thank you, Staff Sergeant Anderson, for sharing your insight and wisdom for future leaders. At this time, we will now recognize the graduates of classes 25-041. In any academic endeavors, there are individuals that excel and are to be recognized for their efforts. We will now recognize the distinguished and the undergraduates. The distinguished undergraduate is a soldier who achieved the highest academic grade point average, above 95% with no retest, and passed the Army Combat Fitness Test. The distinguished undergraduate of today's class will also receive our star note from the Quartermaster School, Command Sergeant Major Tanya Sims. The distinguished undergraduate is
BSC Rebecca Morales Grimes, Stillwater, Minnesota.
with a GPA of 99.10%. Please give her a round of applause for a job well done. The undergraduates are the soldiers who achieved the second highest grade point average, above 92%, with no retest and passed the Army Combat Fitness Test. The undergraduates are
PFC Constantine Payne, Long Beach, California.
with a GPA of 97.55%.
PV2 Jeremiah Wilson, St. Louis, Missouri.
with a GPA of 97.35%. Please join me in a round of applause for the undergraduates. We will now recognize the remaining graduates of class 25-041. Please hold your applause until everyone has received their diplomas.
Georgia.
Please give the graduates a final round of applause. At this time, the distinguished undergraduate of class 25-041 would like to present Staff Sergeant Anderson with a token of our appreciation for his kind words and continued support to the Logistics Training Department. It is being presented by PFC Morales Duran.
On behalf of their platoon,
The instructor provides technical training, conducts remedial training, and evaluation testing to the soldiers. They also perform his quality duties and amplifying the efforts of the drill sergeant, instilling the Army values in each of these soldiers. The instructors for the classes are Staff Sergeant Dehart, and myself, Staff Sergeant Flaherty. The drill sergeants are charged with bridging the leadership gap from basic combat training to the first line supervisor in operational unit. The drill sergeant for this graduating class is Drill Sergeant Ferrero. The Soldier's Creed is a standard by which all United States Army personnel are expected to live. All United States Army enlisted personnel are taught the Soldier's Creed during basic combat training and recite the creed at the conclusion of training, in graduation ceremonies and other public ceremonies. This is a leadership commitment to soldiers and ensuring they are prepared for combat and embody the warrior ethos contained in the Soldier's Creed. If you do this, you will have great success as a soldier. This should be followed and instilled as the standards for everything you do in the Army. At this time, the graduates of 25-041 will now recite the Soldier's Creed, led by PFC Morales Duran, who is a distinguished undergraduate. We invite all soldiers, past and present, to please join us in reciting the creed. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remain standing for the playing of the Quartermaster March, the Army song.
on your feet. Say Soldier's Creed.
I am a brave soldier. I am a warrior member of the team. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough, trained and proficient on warrior types and drills. I will always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself. I am an expert and I am a professional. I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of
At this time, drill sergeant, take charge of your platoon.
Secure your gear!
Always ready.
On your feet! Right!
Right.
Face! Forward!
Forward.
March! Left!
Right.
Left!
Right.
Left!
Right.
Right! Left!
So smooth. Woo.
Bodies! Bodies! Bodies all around me!
Bodies. Bodies. Bodies all around me.
Bodies! Bodies! Bodies of my enemy!
Bodies. Bodies. Bodies of my enemies.
Let me get in the fight!
Let me get in the fight.
Before the enemy reaches the fight!
Before the enemy reaches the fight.
Because all I wanted to say!
That's all I wanted to say.
There was jumping bodies!
Everyone jumping bodies.
Bodies! Bodies! Bodies all around me!
Bodies. Bodies. Bodies all around me.
Bodies! Bodies! Bodies of my enemy!
Bodies. Bodies. Bodies of my enemies.
Everywhere I go!
Everywhere I go.
There's a drill sergeant there!
There's a drill sergeant there.
Everywhere I go!
Everywhere I go.
There's a drill sergeant there!
There's a drill sergeant there.
Drill sergeant!
Drill sergeant.
Drill sergeant!
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony.